All right, let's talk about dreams. We all have them, right? Those huge, maybe even world-changing ideas. But what's the real difference between someone who just has a dream and someone who actually goes out and achieves it? Well, today we're diving into this super powerful mindset that bridges that exact gap. It's all about becoming what's called a hyper-realist.
Yeah, having big dreams is only half the battle. I'm sure you've heard that one before. And it's true. We get a lot of credit for our ambition, for just seeing what could be. And look, that's absolutely essential. You gotta have that starting point. But it's just that, a start.
So, what's the other half? If dreaming is just part of the equation, what's the rest of it? And you could argue it's the much harder half. That's the big question we're going to unpack right now. And I got to tell you, the answer could completely change how you look at every single one of your goals.
And that brings us right to something called the dreamer's dilemma. You know, if you're an ambitious person, someone who's really driven, I guarantee you felt this. It's that jarring moment where your big passion runs headfirst into the brick wall of reality and things just aren't going according to plan.
I mean, think about it. We're told to dream big and follow our passion our whole lives, right? It's on all the posters, it's in every graduation speech, and hey, it's not bad advice, not at all. It's the spark. It's what gets that fire going and points us in a direction.
But why do so many of these big dreams just fall short? I mean, we've all seen it happen, right? Super brilliant people with incredible ideas who just fizzle out. The passion is there, you can feel it, but the results, they just don't follow. So what's the missing piece? What's the ingredient that separates a cool dream from something that actually gets done?
Well, that's what we call the dreaming big trap. It's this really seductive idea that if you just have enough passion, enough belief, you'll overcome any obstacle. But as anyone who's ever actually tried to build something from scratch knows, reality always gets a vote, and it has a very loud voice.
Okay, so check this out. It really comes down to the dreamer versus the realist. Let's imagine you've got two people starting a new company. The pure dreamer, they get some tough feedback. Maybe someone says their app is confusing. They see that as a personal attack, like a failure of their grand vision. They might even just ignore it. But the hyper-realist, they see that exact same feedback and think, okay, this isn't a failure, it's a problem to be solved. They actually go looking for that critical feedback because they want to find the cracks in their plan before the real world does it for them. So if being a pure dreamer is a trap, what's the answer? Well, it's definitely not about being cynical or giving up. Nope. It's about becoming a hyper-realist. And this right here, this is the key that unlocks that other half of the battle we were talking about. So what is hyper-realism? It's the practice of understanding and accepting reality exactly as it is, not as you wish it were. The goal is to achieve your goals more effectively. See, it's not about giving up on your dreams at all. It's about being brutally, radically honest about what it's going to take there. It's about looking at the world, warts and all, so you can actually navigate through it. And this is a really important point. This is not pessimism. It's pragmatism. A pessimist sees a roadblock and says, well, I guess that's it. But a hyper-realist, they see that same roadblock and think, okay, good. Now I know what I'm dealing with. Now I can figure out a way to go over, under, or around it. It's all about being strategic, not negative.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? How do we apply this? Let's get practical and break down the steps.
It's basically a three-step process. First, you just have to see the world as it truly is. No sugarcoating, just get the raw, unfiltered data. Second, you have to understand the why behind it all. What are the root causes of the problems you're seeing? And then finally, once you have that deep understanding, you design a path through that reality. You're not fighting it, you're working with it.
And this quote just nails it. You must embrace the harsh realities to make those dreams a reality. It's not a choice between dreaming and being realistic. The path to your biggest dreams goes directly through those harsh realities. They're not the things stopping you. They're the actual building blocks you have to work with. All right, let's bring this all home now. We're talking about making dreams a reality. We've looked at the problem, the dreamer's dilemma, and the solution, which is hyperrealism. But the real magic isn't in choosing one over the other. It's about putting them together. See, the goal isn't to replace dreaming with realism. It's to combine them. Think of it like this. The dream is your destination on a map. You absolutely need it to know where you're going. But realism, that's the actual car, the fuel, the road itself that's gonna get you there. And the most successful people out there are total masters at holding both of those things in their head at the exact same time. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Dream with your head in the clouds, but build with your feet firmly on the ground. Let your imagination go absolutely nuts thinking about what's possible. That's your fuel. But when it's time to actually do the work, be the most grounded, practical, clear-eyed person in the room. That's your engine.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Think about your biggest goal right now. What's the one harsh reality that you've been kind of avoiding? The one you don't really want to look at? Because facing that head on, that might just be the very first step to actually making your dream come true.